In the frozen north, war was the language of Viking power.
Longships carried warriors across the dark northern seas.
Every Viking warrior knew that battle decided honor and fate.
Across England, Viking armies fought for glory and revenge.
Among the Viking leaders stood the legendary warrior Ragnar. Ragnar's victories spread fear across kingdoms of the north.
But even the greatest warriors could not escape fate.
Ragnar was finally captured by the King of Northumbria. In the dark pit below, venomous serpents waited in silence.
The King of Northumbria condemned Ragnar to the pit of serpents.
In the dark pit below, venomous serpents waited in silence.
The Viking king spoke of the sons who would avenge him.
Moments later, Ragnar was cast into the pit of snakes. Thus ended the life of Ragnar, but not his legend.
Far to the north, the news of Ragnar's death arrived. Before the fire, the sons swore revenge for their father. Before the fire, the sons swore revenge for their father.
The north would soon unleash a storm of vengeance. Across Scandinavia, warriors gathered for a war of vengeance.
Hundreds of longships carried the sons of Ragnar to war. A northern storm arrived on the shores of England.
Battle returned to the land where Ragnar had died.
The sons of Ragnar searched for the king called Ella. Northumbria burned as the Viking army advanced.
The sons of Ragnar hunted the king who killed their father.
King Ella made his final stand behind fortress walls.
The Viking assault shattered the fortress defenses.
At last, King Ella fell into Viking hands. Battle returned to the land where Ragnar had died.
The sons of Ragnar gathered to decide his fate. The punishment would not be a simple death.
Instead, they chose a punishment remembered in legend.
The Vikings prepared the ancient ritual known as the Blood Eagle.
Torches surrounded the ground, where vengeance would be fulfilled.
The defeated king was brought before the circle of warriors.
A blade was raised to begin the Blood Eagle.
Thus the vengeance for Ragnar was fulfilled.
The ritual ended beneath the silent northern sky.
Some believed the sacrifice honored the god Odin.
For the Vikings, vengeance and honor were sacred.
With vengeance complete, the Viking army prepared to leave. And the legend of the Blood Eagle began to spread.
Years later, the story was told inside Viking halls.
A skald spoke of Ragnar and the vengeance of his sons.
And so they sailed east, beyond the lands of the Rus, seeking the silver hordes of the Wolfings.
With every telling, the story grew into legend.
The legend of the Blood Eagle spread across the north.
The story survived through the ancient Norse sagas.
Skalds carried the memory of warriors across generations.
Through their words, vengeance became legend.
In the sagas, history and myth often became one. And so the legend of the Blood Eagle endured.
For centuries, the tale lived inside Viking halls.
Each telling shaped the legend of the Blood Eagle.
In the sagas, vengeance became something larger than history.
But historians still debate the truth behind the ritual.
What began as vengeance became one of the darkest legends of the Viking Age.
For the Vikings, war was part of the path to honor.
They believed Odin watched every battle from above.
To die bravely meant entering the halls of Valhalla.
The Blood Eagle became a symbol of terrifying vengeance.
And the legend of the Blood Eagle continued through the north.
Warriors returned north, carrying stories of vengeance. Inside the halls, the saga of the Blood Eagle spread.
They say the sea foam turned red that day, staining the fjord with the blood of the fallen.
With time, the story became darker and more powerful.
Across the north, the legend of the Blood Eagle endured.
Inside the halls, warriors remembered the vengeance of Ragnar.
The Skaldan's voice carried the memory across generations. The story filled the hall with both fear and awe. With every retelling, the legend grew darker.
And the legend of the Blood Eagle lived on in the north.
In the Viking world, vengeance was tied to honor. Above them, the northern sky remained silent. Beyond the coast, the sea carried the memory away.
The legend of the Blood Eagle remained in the north.
In the Viking world, vengeance carried the weight of honor.
Above them, the northern sky watched in silence. Sea carried the legends of warriors across the north. And the legend of the Blood Eagle endured through time.
One by one, the warriors stepped into the cold night. Outside, the northern wind carried the ancient stories.
Above the coast, ravens crossed the dark sky.
The sea carried Viking legends far beyond the coast.
And the legend of the Blood Eagle remained in the north.
Morning came weirdly over the ships waited silently along the northern shore.
Across these waters, the Viking stories traveled.
Through stories, the Viking Age never truly vanished. And the legend of the Blood Eagle remains among the shadows of history. The northern lands still carry the memory of the Vikings. Ravens circle above the cold northern sea. Once, these waters carried warriors and their stories.
Ravens circle above the cold northern sea.
And in the shadows of history, the legend of the Blood Eagle remains.
Centuries passed across the northern lands.
Yet the stories refused to disappear.
Old sagas kept the Viking world alive.
Through legend, the Viking Age still whispers.
And somewhere in those shadows, the legend endures. The northern lands remain quiet today.
But beneath the silence, history still lingers.
The sagas carried their voices across time. Above the sea, ravens still circle the sky. The Viking world has vanished, but its legends remain. The northern seas still remember the age of the Vikings. Above the sea, Odin's ravens still cross the sky. And in the cold winds of the north, the legend endures.